Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I just wanted to do a super quick intro for my eyeshadows shop my stash video, and I just wanted to show you maybe a little bit of my new haircut. I did some bangs and I cut my hair, though you can't really see it because sometimes I have it up, but yeah, the biggest change is the bangs. So we'll see. So today's video is going to be all about, you know, going through my eyeshadow collection, seeing what I want to pull out. I think the way I'm going to do it, I'm just going to show you guys what I pulled out, just like the eyeshadows up close, not necessarily me holding them up and showing you, but I will show you where I keep them, and then I'm going to do an eyeshadow collection video later on. I think I like it more like that. Later on, I want to sit down and show you guys everything that I own as far as eyeshadow goes, and yeah, let's see what else. I think that's pretty much it for the intro. Anyways, let's get into the video. So I'm going to show you guys where I keep my stash. As you can see, my stash palettes are going to be here. Just to show you an overview of my collection. My eyeliners, my lip liners are here. And then my stash, my monthly stash of lips is here. And then if you turn down, let's see if I can get you guys to look down a little bit. I'm going to show you a quick overview of my collection really quick. Okay, so this is my single eyeshadows, which is kind of messy right now, and I keep my face palettes here, lashes, and yeah, my single eyeshadows here includes liquid, pigments, and super shocks. Then under that, oh my gosh, this is gonna fall. You know what, let me take her down, him down, her down. My second drawer is full of my affordable palettes. As you can see, it's mostly ColourPop, but I have a different kind of brand. I have a little bit of e.l.f. in there, and what else do I have in there? I have e.l.f, Alama, just palettes that are a little bit more affordable, but yeah, the majority is ColourPop. And then, let's see. Okay, and then the third drawer, as you can see, is more of my high-end palettes. I have a little bit of everything in there, actually. And then the last drawer, bigger eyeshadows. It includes more affordable eyeshadows in here, but because they're bigger, I keep them down there. So like the second and the fourth drawer are my affordable eyeshadows, and then the middle drawer would be my high-end. Okay, but now I'm going to turn your attention once again to where my stash is. I just want to show you what I used basically for the last 2 months. And after this, I'm going to show you what I'm using for February. I won't be doing this every month because you can always just go back to what I shopped, my original shop my stash video, my monthly one, and I just don't want to be repetitive. So this is the only time that I'm going to be doing this because you guys didn't see what I used for my January one. Alright, I'm going to start here in the back. So for January, I used the Revolution palette, the Emily edit, the ones I didn't get as much use. Hold on, let me open it. Out of this as I wanted to, I really could use this a little bit more. The time I think is more appropriate is during the not the winter, the springtime. I just think it's, to me, this screams springtime, so I don't know why I brought it out. Mostly I think because of these two shades. This is like one of my favorite eye looks that I've ever created with, like this all over, and then this either in the crease, like in the eyelid, or as a halo eye, and I just absolutely loved it. But yeah, definitely I love this palette. The eyeshadows are more subtle and you build them up, but it's a really good palette. And this one, I actually got this one for, let's see if I can, okay, this one I actually got for my birthday, and it's peacocks, as you can see. Ooh. My cousin gave it to me because she knows how much I love peacocks, so shout out to my cousin. And her name's Maddie. So if you see this video, I'm showing you showing her the palette, showing you guys the palette that she got me. And as you can see, this, okay, that's hurting me, I can't do that. I don't like to pull my palettes back. This is a very subtle eyeshadow too. I really like the formula of this one. I really like the formula of this one. This one's really buildable too, and for the most part I stuck to this side right here I didn't really use some of the, well, I used these darker ones. I didn't use the pink or the blue, but overall the formula for this one I thought was pretty good. Okay, now we have the Dominique's Berries and Cream palette, and this is like literally one of my favorite palettes ever. And I love the formula, I love the palette, the color scheme. I think honestly all her color schemes are very different, very unique. She chooses colors that you wouldn't think that go together, but they're so beautiful. Like, I've used pretty much every color in this palette except this one. For some reason I haven't really used this gold, which I don't know why, but other than that, yes, I've used every single one of these colors. So the next one is Sultry by Anastacio, and this palette, as you can see, it's very sultry, very neutral, and I really enjoyed using this palette. The only color that I haven't touched, actually I haven't touched these three right here. And the black, I don't really use black eyeshadow, so I will never really touch black eyeshadow on any palette. But these three are the only ones that I haven't used so far, but I still have a couple days in the month to use this as of when I'm filming this. Let's see if I can get some more use out of this, because I really enjoy the formula. I love the colors. It's just a really nice palette. It's like, I don't think it's one of, actually it might be one of my favorites from Anastacio, to be honest. Maybe, I don't know, we'll see. Maybe I'll rate them one day. Okay, oh, the next one is the Carli Bybel palette, and like today's look was a combination of this one, but I love this palette. And I know this one was kind of like divided the opinions of people. Some thought loved it, some didn't. I keep dropping it, so I guess it just depends on how. I would say that it's not the typical Anastacio formula though, because I didn't notice that the eyeshadows, like the mattes, weren't as creamy as they usually are. I still loved it, and I found it still pretty easy to work with, but I did notice that. And some of the shades are a little more subtle than I thought they were going to be. And this one, I do wish that one was a little bit more, you could build it up more, but I have so many of the shade now that's, if it doesn't work, I mean, yeah, it was a pretty expensive palette, but I'm not gonna be like upset if it's not like super showy, because you'll see how many of this shade I actually have, because this is a pretty cool unique shade, but when I was getting into it, no one had it, so yeah. Okay, so the next one is Through My Eyes by Sarai and ColourPop. It has to be one of my favorite eye palettes ever. Just the combination of colors here. I didn't get a chance to use every color, but to be honest, I used the majority of them. I'm hoping to maybe use this one maybe once before January is over, but we'll see. Anyways, this is the standard ColourPop formula with a couple of exceptions, like this one. I think it was that one and this one and that one that are a little bit different. The formula is it's a little bit more glittery metallic, you could say, but it is absolutely beautiful and a pleasure to work with. And I still haven't used all the shades, so I'm probably gonna, of course, bring it back into my stash again. But I created the most beautiful look with these two. I thought this was a beautiful look. This is a most perfect transition shade that is really buildable. And then these two, I created a look with those two, with the emeralds along with an emerald, a green from the Just My Luck palette. Oh my gosh, that has been one of my favorite looks I think I've ever created. I should have taken a picture of it, but it was for a family party, so I didn't really pay attention to taking pictures. I was too busy, you know, setting up and stuff. But oh my gosh, great palette. Okay, since I do have so many ColourPop palettes, I always make sure to put like a couple of them in here. So the next one here is the Dream Street palette, and this is a collab between Kathleen Lights and ColourPop, and this is actually one of my top 5 palettes, honestly, in my entire collection. It has my favorite colors, the teals, and if you've seen my previous videos, I had a teal background. I still do, I just put white over it, and this is like literally, if you match this to my background, it matches perfectly. So that's probably that's one of the reasons that I love this. And just the formula for this one's also a lot creamier than the majority of the ColourPop palettes. So I do think they did a little something different with it, and the metallics are a lot creamier too. But like Kathleen said, this is literally the perfect brow bone highlight. I don't like a lot of brow bone highlights for the most part. I don't wear it. But if I happen to remember to reach into this palette, I put that on as my brow bone highlight. Yeah, I love this. And again, I've used it before a ton. This is just a new palette because my dog peed on my other one, so I didn't even get to pan an eyeshadow or anything. I had to get rid of it, and I had to buy a new one because I cannot be without this palette. It's just top palettes. Okay, 3 left. The next palette is the Marvelous Mauves by Dose of Colors. I was introduced to this formula last year. I don't have the brush. I'm not sure where I put it. But this formula is really powdery, but it is so beautiful. Like, the way it blends on your eyes, it is just like, oh, like, it's a wonderful formula. And this color combination is beautiful. I love how they're matte and how they're in a gradient, not radiance. I love how they're in a gradient, and it just makes it easier. You don't have to think, you just go from color to color to color. You build your eye look and you're good to go. Or you can just do one all over the eyes and maybe use this one as an eyeliner. It's just an easy palette, and you don't really have to think about what you're doing with it or what you're gonna do with it. Okay, the next palette is Give It To Me Straight by ColourPop. I would say that the Give It To Me Straight palette was one of the last ones from ColourPop where before they, you know, they went to their like releasing every week, where before like they would release every once in a while, at least the palettes, and it was still pretty special. So I think this was the last of its, you know, that breed, that kind, before they started releasing every week pretty much, which personally, I wish if it was every 2 weeks, if they release a collection every 2 weeks, I think that would give us a breather and maybe stick to smaller collections. I think that would be really nice, but hey, that's just my opinion. But I still love ColourPop no matter what. Because their formula is like their formula is honestly impeccable. I'm not even gonna lie. It's reliable. You know what it's gonna be. You don't have to think about it when you're like, oh, like, is this gonna blend or this color gonna work? And granted, they do seem like they repeat a lot of the colors, but hey, not everybody has everything. So some people might like a combination of colors different than the last one, you know, and so forth. But anyways, I love this palette, and this is the palette that I use in combination with the CarliBybel Bybel palette. I used this one in a crease. I used these two, I think. Yeah, I used these two, and then I used this one. Wait, hold on. No, I use these two. These are the ones that I use from this palette. I've been getting more into combining palettes instead of just using one. I just find that like you get more variety. You get more variety, and just so much, like, you just get to see and, you know, picture so many more looks than you would when you combine palettes, versus if you were just to do one. And the last one is the Dose of Colors, the Francation palette. Again, I probably just used all my top ones here. No, I'm just kidding. I didn't. There's still a couple palettes down there that are like, faves. Okay, so this is what that one looks like, if in case you just haven't seen it. And this time around, I haven't used these three, but I used all the colors before. So I know the formula is amazing. The mattes blend so beautifully. The shimmers are some of the most unique shimmers I have in my collection. And one of the reasons that I bought this palette was because I know from watching Samantha Ravindal's video that you can combine the colors and you get different looks. So going from really 5 shimmers, you could create like 10 shimmers, and that just expands your I guess your lookbook with that particular palette, you could say. Okay, so that wraps up what I used the last 2 months. Again, this is probably the only time I'm going to use this because I'll have the Shop My Stashes for every month, so it'll be redundant if I just talk about it. You know what I mean? Like, if there's something I didn't like in anything in particular I want to add, I'll just say it at the beginning, and other than that, I think we'll be set. So yeah, let's jump into the, February stash part. I just inserted a clip of where I keep my eyeshadow collection and where I keep my eyeshadow singles, and I'm going to be picking out some eyeshadow singles and some eyeshadow palettes for the month of February. And my theme for the month is going to be it's going to be dreamy and ethereal, so lots of soft looks and pinks and purples, neutrals, just very soft and dreamy. Like I said, that's the theme. So I'm going to start with the single eyeshadows first. So let's put this palette to the side. I did narrow it down to my from the collection that I do have. So I want to narrow it down from this. I'm not going to do swatches of everything, but I'll do some swatches of some things. And I want to narrow it down. I want to narrow it down to 10. Oh, I have one more. So I have some liquid shadows, some loose pigments, and some super shocks. Oh, and actually have a jelly munch, one jelly munch, which this is easy. I'm just going to do the one jelly munch that I actually have. I'm just going to go ahead and put this one into the I'm going to go ahead and put this one into the I tighten them all really tightly, like the lids, into my stash, or my stash for February. It's just a little harder to get out. Okay, there we go. Grab a little bit really quick. That's definitely going to be in my stash. I'm going to put it to the side here, and this is what that one looks like. You can shear it out, or you can add more to it so you can actually see the pigment behind there, or you can just shear it out. And if you shear it out, it would just be more of the glitter, but it's very mauvey, pinky, not pinky, mauvey, cool tone shade, and I really enjoy it. I've used it once and I enjoy the formula, and I really like this color. I don't think I'd purchase any more soon, just because I have enough single shadows for the time being. Okay, and I'm going to include all of the pigments from the Kathleen ColourPop collection, and I had the Maiden, Scales, the Crab, and the Archer, and they all fit within my theme, so I can always combine them too if I think one's a little bit too dark, like maybe this one. But as you can see, they all have different glitters in them, and different you can create different looks with them. So yeah, I'm definitely excited to put them into Shop My Stash. So the ones I'm gonna have more difficulty choosing are going to be my Super Shock and the glitters, the liquid glitter ones. Okay, let's start with the glitter ones. I have this one that's Glitter and Glow, and it's called Bohemian. And this one, I'm just going to swatch it on here so I don't have to worry about washing it, because these dry down and they leave a lot of glitter. And this one is very pinky metallic shade, and it's very pigmented. I love how it shines. And I could just put it a little bit, or I could also probably shear it out a little bit and see, like work it in and see how that would look. Almost gives it like a cool tone without so much of the glitter. It's a really pretty shade. And then I have Wanderlust. I'm definitely going to put that one. I have Wanderlust. This one has pinks and golds and some peaches in there. I'm not sure about that one. It's between this one and this one. This Highlights by ABHxCosmetics. Wanderlust is Glitter and Glow, and this one is just more like that same, just metallic, where you can actually kind of work with it a little bit more and blend it out. I'm not sure about those, so I think I'm going to come back with those. Okay, and we'll come back to these two. And then the glitter, the Super Shock shadows, the one I know I definitely wanted to include were these two for different reasons. So this one is Waddles. So this one is Waddles. And this is a very everyday on the go color that you can just put all over the lid, which is how I use it, which is how I've gotten it down so much. Or, you know, just work it into your crease for a look. and it's just very neutral, and you can use it with any color just to this crease, and another one if you want a little bit more bedazzles on your or you want your eyelid to look a little bit more bedazzled. This is you would just put something else, like you could combine these two and that would look really pretty. And this one, I don't want to so much put it into for eye look, oh Jesus, as I want to use it, try to use it as a super shock highlighter to see how that would work. That my skin's a little, but that I think that would be so pretty as a highlighter, to be honest. So I'm definitely gonna put this one, but this one's like a highlighter. So I have 2, 4, 6, 7. I think I want to do 3 more. Yeah, 3 more. So just keep it very simple. Okay, I'm gonna go in with, let's go with Lala. If you have own any Super Shocks, you know that you have to keep the lid on there tightly, which is why I'm having difficulty opening them. Let's do Lala. Do it on the side, and that's just a really nice bronzy color. Okay, I really like that one, and the formula is still really good on that one. Okay, let's try Party of 5. Oh my goodness, I just closed this one, but now I feel like a strong man closed it. Jesus. Okay, this is Party of 5. Oh, okay, I definitely want to include Party of 5. I'm still thinking about Lala, but definitely Party of 5, but I need to repress it because it's kind of falling apart at the edges. Okay, this one is Pore. Okay. Let me put Pore on here. This one is really dry, so I'm definitely going to have to watch a video on how to revive a Super Shock. But yeah, I want to add that one in case I want to add some depth for any look, because I mean I do have the eyeshadows, but I want to keep a little bit of depth for my Super Shocks in case I just want to use them for a look one day. Okay, I'm doing that one, so I have 1 left. Let's swatch the last 2, and then we'll go from there and see if I want to try anything around or if I want to do 11. This one is called, oh my gosh, what is this one called? I heart this. It's a glittery formula, and it's really dried up, so I have to be really hard on it when I'm swatching it, and that's what that looks like. I'm gonna have to definitely revive this, but I'm going to include this one into my stash, my February stash. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna revive it. Okay, the last one I have to do is Muse. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Oh my gosh, it feels so nice. It literally feels like butter, like literal butter. Okay. Okay, that looks like a red tone. I don't know if I should get Lala or this one. Or that one. I don't know. I really like this one too. I love all of them, otherwise I would not have them, right? Okay, let's see. Those are fine. So I have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Wait, what? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep. Okay. I think I'm going to choose 1 more, maybe. I think the last one that I'm going to choose is what is this shade? Oh my goodness. Psych. Psych from ABHxCarli, and it's their highlights. And this is actually a really good formula. I have a couple of them. And as you can see, you can wear it really bright, or you can sheer it out a little bit, but you still have that glitter and that dual chrome to it that stays. It doesn't completely like fade out once you blend it out. And yeah, so these are the 11 that I'm choosing for my February Shop My Stash, and this is the one that I want to try as a highlighter, and it's called Truth. And I just want to create really pretty romantic looks with this and see what happens. And I'm going to start on the palettes next, and yeah, let's get into the palettes now. So okay, now I'm going to start with the eyeshadows, and I took them out of the carton the first time I filmed this. I did not. So like I said, February theme is going to be dreamy, ethereal, romantic. So I want to keep to very romantic soft colors and some pops of neutral in there too. So I hope you guys heard that. So okay, so like I said, February's theme is going to be dreamy, ethereal, and romantic, but with pops of neutral. So these are the eyeshadows that I narrow it down to. However, I'm only going to put 8 because I don't wear makeup like every day. So I might want to make sure that I do one of the ones that I do pick that I have, you know, I have a lot of use in them. So I'm going to just stack them all together and pick out the ones that I'm going to keep, and then the ones that I'm not going to use this rotation, we're going to put them to the side. So actually I'm going to start with my single eyeshadows. I've actually am planning to use my single eyeshadows for every month, try to get more use out of them because I haven't recently. And for this month I decided to create an all purple and pink theme. It's like you can see, it's very purpley, very pinky. I have some cool tones down here. I have some pastels up here. It's actually going to be similar to some of the palettes that I've chosen, but some of the other palettes are kind of new. So I just want to get a variety of colors, and most of these are ColourPop. There's a couple of Makeup Geek eyeshadows in here, but yeah, this is pretty much what the overall theme is. I just wanted to pull in my single eyeshadows into my stash so I could use them. So the first actual palette that I'm going to include in my stash for February is the Glowing Coconuts palette. And this is a very neutral palette, but I wanted some neutral palettes in here just for like every day, just in case I didn't feel like wearing purples and pinks that day. And plus it's my palette for January, so I wanted to make sure that I use it in, you know, the next month's rotation, which is February. And I'm really excited to use it. These colors are beautiful. I swatched them for my haul, and they're just so pretty and so soft. And I feel like this formula is actually better than the other ColourPop palettes that I've tried, that I actually own. And I'm really excited and looking forward to using it. Next one is Flutter by ColourPop, and look how pretty that is, you guys. So this palette like definitely embodies the theme that I have going for this month, and I mean, what could be more ethereal and romantic than butterflies, right? It's so pretty. But it's, as you can see, it's mostly, oh my gosh, it's still kind of hard. As you can see, it's mostly cool tones in here, which I actually fell in love with last year. And there is one glitter shade I think in here, but it's very it's not like the other glitter shades where they're chunkier. This one's not as chunky, and I'd be okay with this one, with putting this one on my eyes compared to the other ones where there you can actually almost see the huge pieces of glitter in there. And I'd be okay with putting just like tap on my eye. I think that's so pretty. And I haven't actually used this one. I think I've used 2 shades. I think I've used that one and maybe this one or that one. As you can see, it's pretty much brand new for most of the part, and I want to get some use out of it. So using that one. So that's 2. Okay. And the next neutral, it's going to be a neutral palette. It's the Persona Identity palette. And I still have the original packaging, as you can see. And it's actually really nice. Like, I really like the design palette. I mean, I really like the graphics of this palette. And I love this formula. Like, this formula has to be like one of the best formulas that I've ever tried. I think I have, yeah, I think it's one of the best. I'm trying to think of my top 5, and maybe I'll discuss that into another video. But yes, I love this palette. The shadows, like literally creamy and buttery can be described like when you're touching the matte, it feels like you're touching a satin or shimmers, and it's not. It's a matte, and it blends out beautifully. These are literally just one swipe and go. And I really want to do and play around with this more. I only took it to Mexico, but I only used it like once or twice. And I used it in combination with the Persona Identity 2. Those were the 2 palettes that I took on a trip. And yeah, as you can see, some of them I haven't even really used. and I can't wait to get more use out of it. The fourth palette is going to be Bye Birdie, and this is actually one of the newer ones from ColourPop. You know how that is. But again, it's one of the ones that I just went on a rampage with buying palettes, and I was holding off on this one, but I ended up purchasing it because I heard that it had different formulas in here, and it does. I've swatched all these shades, I just haven't had a chance to use it. And it has these pinks and a little bit of burgundy, these softer shades up here, and it does have another glitter, but again, it's one of those, well, it has two glitters. I wouldn't use this one. This one's a little bit more chunky, but this one I would. This one's not as chunky, you just kind of have to, but I still would use it with the glitter glue. You see, that one's not as chunky as that one. You can even see it. That one's super chunky. What I actually might end up doing, I just thought about that like a couple weeks ago, like all the ones that are glitter, I might just pop it out and replace it with one of my single shadows, and I think that would be a better look for this. But yeah, I'll think about it and see what happens. But yeah, again, if you want to see any looks, or do you want me to do a tutorial with any of these particular palettes, just let me know and I will. So I'm gonna pick an oldie but a goodie, the Modern Renaissance by Anastacio. I think that this palette really embodies the softness and romanticness that I'm going for, and I really want to get, again, more. I think I repeat that with every palette, that I want to get more use out of it, but I mean, that's just in general. I just want to get more use out of my entire collection. But I like how it has some neutrals, and I feel like almost everything, you can almost do like an eye look with every little quad there. But yes, I've used this actually a lot in the past. There's certain ones that I haven't used a lot, like this one. But as you can see, it's well loved. I just don't like to be dirty with my palettes. I like for them to look clean. I'm not a savage. Okay, the next one I'm going to pick is between these two, because they're purplies.
Ponlas enfrentes.
Oh goodness. But I only want to pick one. I love the shimmers in this one, but I've never tried this one. Oh, I don't know. Oh, I don't know which one to pick out of both of these. I almost want to say both, but I really want to, I think 9 palettes would be pushing it. Especially because I still have like this thing of purples too. So I only want to pick one, and I love the shimmers from this one, but I've never used this one. This one. Okay, so I'm going to go with Lilac You a Lot. Right? Lilac You a Lot. Yeah, that's Lilac You a Lot, and that's what I'm going to pull. I think. Now I'm kind of going back and forth because this feels like more springy. I don't know. We'll see. If I change my mind throughout the month, I'll let you know. But that's what I'm going to pick for now. Okay, the next one is going to be this one, which is I Like You. What is it called again? I Think I Love You. Oh, it's very fitting for February. Again, this is very neutral, but it has a pop of yellow, and it has that black, which I don't really use. As you can see, it's almost brand new, and everything else I've used, and these are such good metallics. Like, when I say they are so blinding, like metallics that are super, super blinding, let me show you really quick. Let me swatch this one. I love this one as an inner corner highlight. Do you see this? Like, super blinding. Let me swatch the yellow too. Like, how pretty is that? Like, they're so smooth. So pretty, so pigmented. The yellow is the one that has the least amount of pigment that I noticed that it shows up, but the other ones, the neutral ones, are so pretty. And the last one that I'm going to pick is going to be the Norvina palette, because again, it has those pretty romantic colors that I really like. I love this one. I love Soul Love. Rose Gold is beautiful. Celestial, pretty much every shade in here. It's beautiful. And again, it has a couple of neutrals in case I don't want to feel like pulling the purples that day, or doing more of a pop of purple versus an all purple look. It has that little bit of combination. So those are my 8 palettes. Let me show you. Okay, so I changed my mind, guys. I'm gonna go with It's My Pleasure versus I Like You A Lot. I just feel this one has more vibes for spring versus February, so I'm gonna keep that one. I'm gonna pull this one back out in March or April. And I'm gonna use It's My Pleasure because I love these shimmery shades. In case I want to pull this one, I might, but I have these pastel ones in here, so I think between this and this, I'll be set. And the Norvina one, I'll be more than set. So that is all the palettes that I'm going to be using for the month of February, and then I will show you where they're gonna go. I'll insert a picture. I'm not gonna put them right now because I'm actually pre-filming this. So let's put it right on me.
See?
So these are the ones that I'm going to be using for my February. These are the palettes that I'm going to be using for the month of February. Like I said, pinks and purples with pops of neutrals. So guys, I hope you enjoyed watching the video and seeing what I picked out for February. I wanted to go with a very neutral, romantic, ethereal kind of theme for February. Just very soft looks for the month of February. So I hope you guys enjoyed what I picked out, and I'll see you guys on the next one. So I hope you guys enjoyed what I picked out, and if you did enjoy watching the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and I hope you consider subscribing if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye bye.